do the names.
Yeah.
So we can just talk about trials. I'll do the
It's interesting, we ought to know. Originally, we ought to know.
Yes, yes, yes. Welcome and good morning from Tahiti. Manny V here with the one and only and the very clean-shaven, very handsome David Hubbard. Welcome.
Yeah, thanks. Great to have you guys joining us. Great to be here another Tahitian morning.
Yes, this is the 2016 Spark Green Tahiti Challenge morning show. We're going to give you a morning show pretty much every day, I think, from this point on until the event is over. But we're going to give you a pretty cool morning show. We have a highlight reel. We do have, whether the event is on or not, we have Mike Jagat from uriding.com, and we have Eric Apple, who's going to step in too and give us his insight so far of what he thinks of Tahiti. So this is the morning show. We're going to give you the lowdown right now. As far as the conditions, what does it look like out there?
So right now there's a little bit of a storm that's still kind of lingering. Conditions kind of continuing on from yesterday. That was why it was off yesterday. It's off again today. We got confirmation from Alex Leon. He went out there in the ski, got a close look to see what the lineup looked like. There's still a bit of size, but it's a little messed up. So we want to wait for some better stuff, which, good news on that, could be coming up as soon as Friday. We got a swell coming Friday through Sunday. So we're excited to look at that. And also next week, towards the end of the waiting period, we might have another shot. So let's see what happens in the next few days.
We have until May 2nd to run the next 2 or 3 days of main event rounds, starting off with round number 1 in the main event, and that's gonna be insane. And I'm seeing the names. I'm seeing what this wave can do. I mean, you've seen the photos online, social media posts. Just this place is amazing. There was 8 spots in the main event that had to be filled, and those spots were filled by the top 8 trialists that went down on the last day of event. And who are these guys?
They are 8 very talented riders. Should we throw the highlights of that trials and then, and then break it down with the names? What do you think?
I think that's a good idea. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. I love it. I think we need to have this printed out and put it right there so not only us, but the viewers can see.
That would be great.
We're ready. All right, once again, welcome. If you're just joining us, this is the 2016 Spark Green Tahiti Challenge. Manny B here with David Hubbard, and we're giving you the morning show. We just got confirmation we're not going to run the event today, the first round of the main event. But we did have 8 spots open in the main event, and those spots were filled by the top 8 trialists that went out the day before yesterday, I believe.
Yep.
And it was pretty awesome to watch these guys put everything on the line. And there were some decent sized waves, anywhere between 4 to 6 foot waves were rolling up. So we're going to tell you who those people are right after this highlight reel. Check it out. Oh, all right. I just got word they're queuing that up. We got about another 20 seconds or so. But the trials, give us the conditions on what they had to deal with.
They had to deal with some tricky conditions. It was kind of changing throughout the day. There was a couple heats that had some great opportunity for scoring. There was some a little bit tricky heats as well where they really had to find it. So it was it was a battle of attrition to make it all the way through from that first round all the way into the progressing spots, and we took the best 8.
And I talked to a couple of the trialists that competed the whole day. Some of them even forgot to eat lunch, even though they were out there paddling pretty much maybe two hours nonstop during their competition. So that's something I think what we're going to see in the main event rounds is the top pros realizing that and staying ready, fueled up, and solid, ready to go for the comp. So I think we got the highlight reel ready. So, okay, so we're still waiting for the highlight reel, but don't go anywhere. I think I saw it the other day. It was pretty sick. But so the highlight reel is going to include the top 8 guys that were in. So you know what? Why don't we do that now? Why don't we name off those 8
So to me, one of the top performers, besides of course the locals.
Yes.
To me a big standout were Martin Meridian and Cristobal Sharafia. And those 2 guys were hitting some nice inverts. That was cool. Of course, the locals were standouts. They know this place. Hitoti Henry, kind of the man of the hour, as well as Tiavanui Dinard. Those 2 locals made it through. That gives us half of the field that advanced, and I'll tell you the other half is PJ Tartak from Puerto Rico, another solid rider, along with Sebastian Kreft, another Chilean, because Cristobal's from Chile, Martin Meridian, Guadalupe, Sebastian again from Chile. Then we had 2 Australians in the mix that made it as well. Sean Peterson, Jared Gibson, who's helping sponsor the event with JG Bodyboard, so he's on into the main event. So I think we got a great, well-rounded group of trialists to meet up with that top 40. Now we got our 48 competitors we're going to be seeing in the main event.
The cool thing about these top 8 trialists, they all looked comfortable. I mean, you mentioned how Cristobal and Martin were hitting the lip and were not afraid. They all had that confidence and they just looked comfortable out there from the very start. And I talked to PJ and he was tired. I mean, he spent 3-4 heats out in the water, 20-minute heats. That's a lot of time, and he was spent. So we're going to see a lot of these guys learning from that and putting it into the main event rounds, and to see them fully charged, fully energized in those later heats is going to be pretty awesome, especially with the guys that are hitting the lip. Let's talk about that real quick as far as the wave itself and being able, or is it even possible to hit the lip at the end of the end bowl if you come out of the barrel?
So at that smaller size, we had nice waves, but it was on the smaller side for Tehupo, and it was definitely hittable, and we saw plenty of air moves going down.
We're not live. I wonder if we were ever live.
Either way, I like these little run-throughs.
Yeah, these are good. Oh.
We live
so
now?
I think we're just gonna keep talking. So if we're gonna get,
Just in case.
If we're gonna, whether we're live or not, we're gonna give you the lowdown of what we're seeing out here. But first, I think we have a commercial break. Let's throw it. Welcome back, everybody. The 2016 Spark Green Tahiti Challenge is on hold for today, but we do have the main event, round number 1, on standby. And what's the forecast? I mean, you mentioned it a little earlier, but give us the lowdown on when we can expect to see that first round of the main event to go out.
I'm thinking we're looking close towards the weekend, so possibly a Friday or a Saturday start for the main event round 1. Whether we get 2 or the rest of the competition done over the weekend, we'll wait and see. But we definitely want to get the main event started.
Yep.
And with that next swell approaching between Friday and Sunday, we should get some good conditions, I think good enough to run the main event.
Yeah, I mean, the one thing we would like to see is obviously wave size. I mean, we're all here for that reason, the big wave that we've all grown to love. But yesterday was a lay day, and there was actually some sizable waves. I talked to Guilherme Tamega, who was out there for I don't know how many hours. He was out there along with a bunch of other pros, which we'll talk about. But he came in the water and came out of the water, and I asked him how was it, and he said there were some 8-foot waves coming in. Well, 8-foot Hawaiian, which to him is small, but small on the smaller end. But 8 foot is about 12, 15 foot faces if you were to measure it from the bottom to the top. So that's how some of those were rolling in yesterday. And who else was out there? I mean, you were out there.
And the Player Brothers, some of the Chileans were practicing, and the part of it was in the morning it was really messy. It wasn't good to start off right away. But there was some moments during the day that athletes were able to find in the free surfs, some fun conditions, at least to keep getting comfortable with the wave, practicing, getting some good stuff. Toby Player had an amazing ride out there. I was able to bear witness to it, as well as his brother Ben, of course. They were out there for quite a while. Mike Stewart was out there. And some of the young guns just trying to get a feel for what the wave's like when those bigger waves come through, because there was some decent-sized stuff coming in.
Yeah, there's a social media post on the APB World Tour. There's a few shots. I think you had a drop knee barrel shot in there. Guilherme had a bomb shot that we posted. But the trialists, I saw a handful of trialists out there just still warming up, trying to figure out the wave, and a lot of them are feeling a little bit more comfortable. And now I'm pretty sure we do have that highlight reel of the trials. So let's take a look. That wasn't the best day. I mean, they ran the heats, but I mean, from where I'm standing, that's like one of the better days from where I'm from. So the trialists really had a good time, and the waves were there.
They certainly were, and they allowed the competitors to show what they're capable of, and that's what needed to be decided. We had about 36 or more trialists trying to get in to that main event. We only had enough space for 8, so we had to find a way to determine which of them would be able to kind of stand up to the flame in the main event. We got a great 8.
Yeah, and I did talk to a couple of the trialists that didn't make it past their first round or second round, who didn't advance on to the main event, but they're still all smiles. I mean, they're in paradise. This is Tahiti, and this wave right behind us is not the only wave on the coast. I mean, they're gonna go search for other waves and enjoy the rest of their stay, and of course they're gonna probably come back when the main event is on and watch from the channel. I mean, I would. That's the best seat in the house. So, but They all put an awesome effort in the trials, but it was those top 8 that advanced on to the main event. So we do have a special guest. We have 2 today. We have Mike Jagat. I know. He's my boss. I should know this by now. But and we have Eric Apple. They're going to be coming in, and we're going to bring Mike in right after this. All right. Welcome back to the 2016 Spark Green Tahiti Challenge. My name's Manny V. And now with me, special guest, Mike Jagat.
Yeah, good morning, everybody. I'm Mike.
Mike is the creator. His brainchild is the U-Riding video games. Give us the history on where it began, where it is now, and where would you like to see it?
Yeah, well, it actually began probably 20 years ago when Mike Stewart created his game on PC. Played it, thought it was pretty cool, but I had some ideas to make it better.
Yep.
So I actually wrote him an email giving all my ideas, and he just told me like, sounds interesting.
And that was it?
And that was it. You know, I don't know exactly what I was expecting at the time. I was probably 16 with a really bad English.
Yeah.
And but then it just motivated me to like do it myself and everything. So I basically studied computer science and then started creating. So we had the first U-Riding game online probably 9 years ago.
Okay.
And now we're on mobile, and our ultimate goal is go on PlayStation or Xbox.
Awesome. And we, I say we because my real job, 9-to-5 job, is working in the office in Carlsbad, San Diego, California, with the U-Riding team. Our team is pretty cool. I mean, we got a team of 6. We got Sean in live ops. We got Travis who works in the marketing. We have Vinny who does a lot of the graphics. He's pretty awesome. And we have Mitch, and Mitch is the man. So and us too. So we work together 9 to 5 every day, Monday through Friday. We got a pretty cool team going. But talk to us about the partnership we have now with the APB tour.
Yeah, so we finally had this partnership. So basically the idea is to organize every APB event in the game. So players during the waiting period, you can go on the U-Riding mobile game and play the game. The goal is to get the higher score as you can. Mm-hmm. You have 20 waves of practice and then only 3 waves of competition. So don't miss it. And the main thing about this partnership is really to drive, to give more interest and have people engaging with the event, all the bodyboarders. So now you can not only watch the events but also like participate in it, even if you're in Australia or somewhere else. And also the other big thing is you can buy if you want more practice run or more competition run, you can buy some, and almost all of the money that we're gonna generate with that is going to come back to the APB to support the sport and support everything. So if you go there, it's going back to the APB, it's going back to the riders, and the goal is really to be able to generate some money and get better events, better organization, better everything, and move the sport forward.
That's. I mean, if you that right there should be enough for you to get in there on U-Riding's the Journey bodyboard game and start playing, because you're essentially supporting the sport that you're playing. For now, it's bodyboarding. And the cool thing about that graphic, I don't know if we can pull one of those first graphics up, but it's all integrated, and you saw a little watch live button there. So when the event is on, that button is there, and you can watch the live feed from wherever the venue is at, back in the little blue button there, watch live. And the sponsors will have links too. So if you do click on a couple of those sponsors, they will link back to the sponsors of the event. So we're trying to put everything together, bring all of our gamers. I mean, we're close to almost 500,000 players from around the world. So the combination of both of our global reach with U-Riding and the APB World Tour, I mean, it's a win-win situation.
That's the goal.
All right, so Xbox, hopefully, PlayStation, hopefully, crossing our fingers.
That's our main dream.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So right now the Android game, it's up and it's rolling. The system that Apple has, it takes a little bit of time, and there's a process for them to approve.
Yeah, and the good news is they approved us today. So
they did?
Yeah, they did. So now everybody can update on iOS, and you're gonna have basically we changed the whole game, and we upgraded everything. Plus we added this feature, plus the free ride feature where you can actually play all the waves without losing lives. Everybody was asking for it.
Yes.
So now it's here, it's available. Go for it. We're gonna make another update in probably next week where you can actually see all the rankings and who has the best score during the change. I think right now it's like 57,000 for who are playing right now. But yeah, so stay tuned for more updates.
Cool. And also, merchandising in the game, you can actually go through the game, and on APB World Tour, they have their merchandise too. So to even help more to support the sport, you can go on the APB World Tour website and pick up some of their gear, and U-Riding as well. So I think I'm gonna make sure that I put in some time today, because I saw the highest scores like 57,000.
Yeah, you have to get on it.
Yeah, I think I'm at.
He's not pretty good.
No, I'm at like 20,000. So, but Mike, thanks for joining in. But
thanks a lot.
I did get a message from Travis. He was late to work today, and we have a system going. If you're late to work, you gotta bring in donuts or bagels. So, Travis, you better feed the boys.
Yeah,
Mike,
you have to. Thanks a lot, Manny.
I'll see you.
Talk to you soon.
I'll see you in a little bit.
Yeah.
We'll be back right after this.
Bye.
Welcome back to the 2016 Spark Green Tahiti Challenge. Manny B here with the one and only Eric Apple. Eric, how many times have you been to Tahiti, and what have you experienced on this trip?
You know, it's funny, Manny. I've been all over the world for the sport of bodyboarding and for all the other sports I've been involved with, but this is the first time I've ever gotten down to French Polynesia and been to Tahiti, and man, I had so many expectations. I mean, leading all the way back to 2000, 1999, when they first had the Gotcha Pro that Cameron Steele and the guys at Gotcha put together down here, and just before that, when Mike and Ben and those guys discovered it, I had so many expectations and so many things in my mind that it was almost like an anxiety when I was coming here. I couldn't wait to get here and see it, and it is so impressive to be out here in the middle of the ocean in French Polynesia and to see this wave chopu that you've watched videos of and seen photos of all of your life, to actually finally get here. It was a big moment. It really was for me.
And you know what? I think you have the same sentiment as a lot of the bodyboarders that are here for the very first time, and they have the same feeling. I mean, they're just walking into this awesome paradise and being a part of something super special as far as the bodyboarding community. So you're here but you're not only here as a tourist, you're here for a reason. Give us what do you got?
So what's going to happen is I'm going to be on the boat every single day, talking to the riders, talking about the conditions, and just giving us a more close-up feel of Chopu, of the ocean, how powerful it is here. So again, I'll be coming to you live with interviews and information from the channel, only feet away from the wave at Chopu, which is amazing that we have this technology. It's great.
Yesterday we had a lay day. None of us really had a schedule of things to do, but you decided to take a walk around the village. What was that like?
Yeah, Alex Leon and I got to cruise around. I got a chance to meet Gerard Parker, who's he's the mayor here at Chopu, and this is literally the end of the road. Like it's not just a phrase. The highway literally ends in this village, and the mountains start. You can't go any further. So it really is a surreal experience. The big, huge, beautiful mountains right behind the beach in the village here are very imposing. The wave is imposing, and there's so much water moving around out there, Manny. I was really impressed. The ocean is very alive here.
Yeah. And then you saw a couple of the pros hanging out. I mean, what's the whole scene like? Are they staying in hotels? I know there's not hotels, but where are you seeing these guys here?
So everyone usually stays in different bungalows or villas, or some people actually choose to stay in some of the different families' homes. And a lot of the families open up their homes to surfers and bodyboarders from all over the world. And that's a great way to experience Tahiti and to understand the culture and the life here, because we really need to remember that we're living in their world. Yeah. So they're allowing us to come here to surf their waves, to live on their island, and enjoy their mana.
And did you guys have a bite to eat? What's the food been for you so far?
Well, so far we've been enjoying Bernadette's cooking. We had some great chicken curry last night. We've had some great sashimi. Of course, everyone's eating lots of fish here, it being an island. But man, I'm impressed here in Tahiti, and the humidity is what's really impressive. As Mandy's over here sweating right now. I mean, we have 81-degree water, and it's been raining here the last several days. We have had the best weather, but we will have some good weather coming up for the contest, because as David was talking about earlier, we have several days of real swell coming. We still have 12, 13 days of this waiting period remaining, so we are going to get you guys, we guarantee, some real big solid Chopu barrels that you've been looking forward to.
Well, yesterday on the lay day, we didn't talk about this, but we went out. I mean, we went out to do some video clips out in the channel, and a lot of the competitors were practicing. It was like anywhere between 4 to 8 foot all day yesterday. What was that first wave? Because I heard you talking to David. I heard you talking to Stuart about where to sit. Just being your first time out there. What was that first wave like?
It's funny is I've been surfing pipeline for years and years and years. At the age I'm at now, I feel like I have pipeline as locked down as I'm going to have it. I know where to sit. I know which waves are okay. I feel very safe there. I don't have any concerns there. And I came here, and I was actually yesterday asking all these questions. I was very concerned. Where do I sit? What's okay to take off?
Because you can get hurt.
How do I get in? Yeah, the reef here is very sharp, and people don't understand that. So, for example, when you surf on the North Shore, you surf at pipeline, the reef there, it's hard as a rock, yes, but it's worn down and it's relatively smooth. You can hit that reef pretty hard, and you're not going to be bleeding. Now, the reef places here in Tahiti where the reef is alive, if you just touch that reef, you're most likely going to be bleeding. Just a very simple, slight touch. So it's not a joke.
Yeah.
So again, I was asking lots of questions and asking how I can, if I want to paddle in, can I go over the reef? Do I have to go around? Just trying to gather as much information. And finally, Alex Leon told me, look, the wave's perfect. Just go. Just don't. As long as you don't screw up, you're okay. Just go.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, the wave out there, if you look from the channel, you're just you're blown away how perfect the wave is. But that first wave, what was it like?
Well, one thing I noticed, and then a lot of people told me about it, is a lot of the waves, and this is similar to pipeline, is that the waves will look like it's going to close out. It doesn't look like you're going to make it.
Yeah.
But you need to just understand that's how it's going to be. You have to go anyways. It'll stay open long enough for you. And then the other thing that I'm just so impressed by, and it's hard to prepare yourself is, and you guys have seen it in videos and pictures at home, how the wave sucks up and it's literally under sea level.
Yep.
And I really got a feeling for that on Toby's set wave.
Oh.
And man, it's weird because even when the waves get bigger, they break in the same spot.
Yeah.
And it doesn't just grow taller. What happens is it just sucks up down more, which makes the wave seem taller.
Yeah.
So instead of the wave growing taller, the ocean just falls away further. That's how the wave gets bigger, and it's definitely impressive, and it's something that I've been waiting all my life to see, and I was not let down.
And you hit on it. I mean, the wave is always going to break in that same spot, and that is the reason why you see 10, 15 boats and jet skis in the channel, in the safety of the channel, because the wave is, for the most part, probably 99% of the time, is not going to break in that area unless they do move a little bit inside. They may be in a little danger, but for the most part, they're relatively safe in the channel.
I mean, it is a surreal experience. It's to see the boats only a few feet away, like that. And for us to come down here to spend 2 weeks in Tahiti, I mean, you had to leave people at home. I had to leave my family at home, Ashley and Mochi, you know what I mean? To go for 2 weeks and leave them, the waves better be amazing, and it is amazing here.
So I don't know if you're avoiding the question, but what was that first wave like?
I mean, I got a proper barrel my first wave out there, so it was a good time, and definitely not deep enough. It's never big enough. It's never deep enough. So, but it was a good warm up. It's like the first thing I said. It was a little warm up wave. I just wanted to feel it out, and then we'll start pushing it. Take little baby steps until I get smacked down a little bit. I'll push it a little bit further until someone puts me in check.
Well, thanks for letting me use your gear, because I went out there just to do the clips, and I saw how fun you made it look. So when you came in, I got a few on your board, but ended up going again last night with Mike Jagat, and we ended up closing it down. We were the last two in the water. It was pretty awesome. It was pretty good.
It's definitely awesome that we all get to experience. And like I said, it's about where we are. It's about experiencing Tahiti and Chopu and French Polynesia. I mean, we really think about it. I mean, some of you people might not really understand. Get a map, get a globe, and look at where Tahiti is. Yeah. I mean, we are so far out here in the middle of the ocean. It's really amazing when you think about the history of the Polynesians, how 1,000 years ago, Polynesian sailors were able to use the stars and the tides to sail from here to Hawaii and back, which is literally, it's like one speck of sand on the beach you found.
No, it's this place is pretty magical, and it's paradise. And we thank you for tuning in for this first episode of the morning show. We're going to bring you another morning show tomorrow and up until the end of the event. And we're going to have, I'll be with David Hubbard. We'll have some guests in the morning show. Eric Apple will be in the channel. And just stay tuned on the APB World Tour Facebook page and website. That's when you're going to get the latest details on what is going down here at the end of the road. And
all the social media. Don't forget all the APB social media too.
Yep. That's where you're going to get all the info. We do have round number 1 of the main event. The call will be made tomorrow morning during the morning show. So make sure you tune in from this point on. 7 o'clock local time. I don't know what time it is. I know it's 3 hours away from California. So be here, and we'll give you the lowdown, and hopefully we'll see some Tahiti. So some really heavy waves.
Yep, we're ready. Bonjour.
Peace. We'll see you tomorrow.